Most fighters don't get finished because their opponent is more powerful than them. They get finished because they expose themselves in the moment they're trying to win. That's the part nobody really talks about. The finish itself is where a lot of people get caught, and if you're serious about improving, that's exactly where you need to start paying attention. Think about what actually happens when you're close to ending a fight. Your brain starts to register that it's almost over, and the second that happens, your body starts to follow that signal. Hands drop a little, chin comes up, you lean in harder than you should, your weight shifts forward, and suddenly you're out of position. You weren't out of control 5 seconds ago, but now you are, and a hurt opponent, even one who's barely functioning, can still catch you in that window. Doesn't matter how bad they're hurt. Survival instinct is a real thing, and people do unpredictable stuff when they're desperate. This is the part most people get wrong. They treat the finish like it's a separate moment from the actual fight. Like once they've landed the big shot and seen their opponent wobble, the danger sign switches off in their head. It doesn't. Or at least it shouldn't. The problem is that mentally shifting into finish mode almost always means your structure breaks down, and that's the exact moment you need it most. You've seen it happen. Fighter lands something clean. Opponent's legs go, and instead of staying composed and walking them down with control, the fighter lunges in swinging from everywhere, completely abandoning everything that got them to that point. Sometimes it works out, but sometimes it doesn't, and in a real situation you genuinely cannot afford to find that out the hard way. The fix isn't complicated, but it does require you to be deliberate about it. When you see the finish opening up, when your opponent is hurt or covering or backing into the corner, the instinct is to go full send. What you actually want to do is move forward with your structure still intact. Guard up, chin down, weight balanced. You're pressing, but you're pressing in control. There's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless, and that difference is what keeps you safe while you're finishing. When you're throwing combinations to close a fight out, your return movement matters just as much as the punch itself. Every time your hand comes back, it comes back to where it's supposed to be. Not somewhere near your face, actually where it's supposed to be. Under adrenaline, that's the first thing that goes. You stop caring about the return because you're focused on landing the next shot. But that's exactly where the gap opens up for a desperate counter to catch you. So work the rhythm deliberately. Throw, return, throw, return. Even if it feels slower than you want it to, that habit is what keeps your head safe. Same principle applies on the ground. If you're on top finishing with ground and pound, stay postured. Don't flatten out and start throwing big looping shots that pull your whole upper body forward. That's how you end up eating an elbow or giving up a sweep to someone who had no business surviving. Keep your hips heavy, keep your posture, and work shorter, accurate strikes, rather than trying to be highlight reel about it. One hand working, one hand ready. You're not there to perform, you're there to finish the job cleanly. There's also a mental side to this that I think is underrated. You have to train yourself to treat a hurt opponent as someone who's still a real threat. Not because they're definitely going to turn it around, but because respecting that possibility is what keeps your habits honest. The fighters who look the most composed when they finish are the ones who never let themselves fully switch off until it's completely done. In training, set up drills specifically around this. Have your partner cover up and defend while you practice pressing forward with your guard still set, and have them throw random counters every few reps so your body learns to stay alert even when it thinks the danger is almost gone. That's what rewires the habit under pressure. Shadow boxing through finish scenarios helps too. Visualize landing the shot, seeing your opponent hurt, and then continuing to move composed and covered. That mental repetition matters more than people give it credit for. Being a finisher isn't just about being aggressive enough to close fights out. It's about having the discipline to do it without handing your opponent an opportunity they didn't earn. Work that into your game now, in the gym, before it ever costs you something real.